Hey, welcome to this week's Work in Progress update. As soon as yeah, no, seriously, you'd think by now I've gotten used to running this thing, but I still haven't gotten the quite hang of it. It'd be great if I had a nice little external controller that I could just hit the button and cycle through each item that I've already set up. But unfortunately, I also tend to not do things in a linear, scripted way, so even the stuff that I put on here doesn't necessarily end up being the stuff that gets covered, and some of the stuff I cover isn't on here anyways. So every once in a while, I still have to look off to the side and do things like, "Ooh, look, I'm the lead developer." Um, anyways, hi, how you doing? Welcome. Thanks for checking it out. This weekend, I need to turn my phone off because it's going to sit here and ding as everybody retweets the fact that I'm doing the game and the work in progress updates. Anyways, well, let's kick in with. I really need to get sound effects for that so I don't do doop on my own every time. Anyways, Kansas Games Developers Association. This has been a project I've been working on for a little while in the background. It's not necessarily the end-all be-all of projects that I'm working on because it really doesn't net me any money. It's not like I'm going to get something out of the deal. And that's okay. Sometimes we do things because of what should be done, not because they make us money. Kansas Game Developers Association, the entire idea is to bring together all these game developers, not just video game developers, but there's board game developers, card game developers, role-playing game developers, miniature game developers, all sorts of stuff in Kansas. But we're not really a very close-knit association of people. So I came up with this idea, and I discussed it with a number of people over the last year, to put together a way of all this being together, all in one place. Not that everything, it's the hub for everything we do. More along the lines of it's a good connectivity point, and it also gives yet another outlet for, hey, this is the cool stuff I've got going on. Like for instance, you can see from the calendar here the Crucible Kickstarter is going on. Well, what other crowdsourced funding stuff is going on in Wichita right now? Or I shouldn't say in Wichita, in Kansas. TsunamiCon 2014 is doing their Kickstarter to try and get their event up and going, which is actually kind of a cool thing based around board games and things like that. Wow, my phone is really blowing up today. Um, anyways, Timmy's Closet is another video game that's going on. There's been other ones, and I literally grabbed the first ones I knew about that were going on that I've either backed myself, or there's two of them in there that are actually my projects. The idea being that eventually with these projects, the developers can go in and say, you know what, here's what we did right, here's what we did wrong. The project didn't really work out because we didn't have a large enough spread for our social media base or any number of things. I also got things like job listings, the games that are made in Kansas. You can submit articles, blah, blah, blah. And then I've also got people coming on that are, I've already got volunteers that are handling part of it. I've got a vice president coming on so that there's somebody who can handle organization, especially critically important when I'm working on how many things at once. I mean, you saw how many things were listed in my work in progress upgrade for this week. So we've got somebody who's coming on to do that. She is a great organizer. Doesn't know WordPress, but we're going to solve that very quickly. We've got somebody who volunteered to take care of the role-playing game area. We've got people that have a person who's volunteered to take care of board games and card games. We still need somebody for miniatures, and I'll probably take video games myself because it's part of my passion. And part of the reason why I did it. Even though the Kansas Game Developers Association is really designed for a little bit of everybody, where the original core concept come from was the idea of the video game developers. Then I realized, well, there's more than just that. I mean, myself, I have the horror game in print and the Plastic Army game. So there's quite a bit going on in Kansas. We're just not a unified front. So try and fix that a little bit. Crucible. Crucible is currently in Kickstarter, and really, honestly, this week it's just been very sedate. Not a whole lot of backers and stuff. And the kicker is, I know next week I've got a number of corporate backers coming, and honestly, I'm going to be hitting up a lot of my friends and saying, "Hey, back it for $1 or $5." The reason why is because it's part of the Ouya Free the Games Fund setup. So even if, let's say, I managed to get it to 10,000 just on corporate level backing, which is stuff like advertising in Fear and Trembling magazine and Residential Aliens magazine. There are properties that I own. Even if I got to that point, it wouldn't be enough to really take advantage of this. We have to make the 100 people necessary for the Free the Games Fund. We're only looking at 10,000. The way the Free the Games Fund works is that it's for every 10,000 that you're trying to, raise, you have to have 100 people. So then, and this prevents cheating. I know that originally they had a problem with one of the very first Kickstarters that succeeded. There were some really big questions on whether or not they funded it through a couple of friends. Basically, handed them the cash and had the funds just go do it themselves that way. So I spent a lot more time on trying to convince larger companies to back it. That way that we make the large portion of it, and then come back and try and get all of the small people. And the kicker is we're doing a lot of marketing, and this concerns me greatly. The people that encounter Crucible think it's an absolutely fantastic idea. It's got a heck of a lead-in video for it. It's really kind of neat. The problem is we're just not getting the traction that we got with Jumpman Forever, and that concerns me. Now, keep in mind, when we originally did Jumpman Forever, we didn't get the traction that I wanted off of it either. We about halfway through ended up recutting our videos, releasing more information, everything else like that, and we're going to be doing that for Crucible also this week, or this upcoming week, I should say. I don't know if you can hear the music for this. Just some really kick-butt music for it. I really enjoyed the stuff that we licensed in. It's a very Terminator-esque, which fits for the whole Gauntlet meets Terminator sort of style that we are going after. Anyways, the truth, though, is that when it comes to the actual game design and game development portion of Crucible, this week really hasn't seen a lot of forward momentum for Crucible. Now, there's a reason for that, because we're wow, that phone's really just going nuts today. We're really going after one more Kickstarter yet. See, we had planned this early on, that if we were going to do it once, we weren't going to just do one and call it good. We actually wanted to try and get as much excitement going as possible and do 3 of them. The next one has already got some work done. As a matter of fact, and it's unfortunate, we're going to miss it by a couple of hours. The new artist that we brought in to do part of the graphics for P3V3, which doesn't even have a title logo yet, so I can't splash that up here. P3V3, he just got through messaging me on Facebook, and is going to be dropping off a flash drive around 4 o'clock. And it's like, well, shoot, I really can't wait that long. So look for next week. There's going to be a unit preview to kind of show off some of the cool stuff that's inside of P3V3, and we'll actually reveal what the full name is. Along with, you get to see some of the terrain engine stuff that I've been working on. which was trying to figure out how to get an old 2D engine that I've been, well, I shouldn't say old, the 2D engine that I've been working with, that I've standardized us on for products like this, get it to do exactly what I wanted to do, which was essentially an isometric height map based set of maps that are dynamically editable during gameplay. And the reason why all of that requirement is there will get pretty self-evident when we show it off next week, because it's really exciting. And it'll be the third and final Kickstarter that we do. And the reason why it's the final, that will be the end of the Free the Games Fund from Ouya also. There's a number of groups doing the Free the Games Fund, but you know what? And I'm going to say this: if you're an indie game developer and you have not looked at the Free the Games Fund, there's not that many projects that have made it. Here's the successful projects, which you can already see. Jumpman Forever is on there. There's also some really cool games on here. Never Ending Nightmares, Chain Gang, Dex. I don't know all of them. Cat Lateral Damage was hilarious because that's one of those things that started as somebody's demo ages ago, and they finally got around to doing it. And here's Crucible being featured on their projects right now. There's only 6 more projects that are in the queue right now.